When you hear this sound, it's Mock Draft Mondays. Let's go. No more doom and gloom, guys. Let's build this team, and let's build it through the draft. You guys who've been with me know I've been covering the draft and doing videos on the draft and giving scouting reports and giving my thoughts on the draft since 2016. Me, Vach, a couple other guys in the community. This is what we do. This is our time of the year. So right now, the nation is mad about CD's mom. They're mad about Dak's brother. I don't have time to get on any of that, guys, because I want to give you guys some fresh content. I want to give you guys a mock draft every other Monday, okay? And all this is thinking. All this is an exercise. All this is a way to get you guys more familiar with the prospects. I'm not going to dig too much into the film. Like, obviously, we'll do clips of guys and this, that, and the third, and I'll dig into a few guys as I get closer to the process. But me personally, I just want to have you guys prepare for which way we might go or pairing picks together. The truth is, Mike McCarthy has to win this draft. Last year, Luke Schoonmaker, Mozzie, developmental guys. Mike didn't get an extension. He's coaching for his job. These picks this year have to come in right now and help this team right now. And three of these guys that I got on this list, I think that they can do that. Let's get into pick number 1. Pick 24. Y'all hear the sound. Troy Fautanu, Washington guard, tackle, combo. Listen, this guy can absolutely play. Protecting Michael Penix. And let me just say this real quick, okay? The theme right now is run the ball, play defense, run the ball. We need real linebackers, and I get that. And this draft may reflect that. And there's even a guy on this draft who was on my first favorites way back in November. Actually, October when I put that out. So I've been on this class. But the truth is this. You're never going to pass on a guy who can help you instantly. So if one of these receivers fall, I finally got my receiver rankings ready, and I'll be dropping those tomorrow. If one of these receivers fall, if one of these guys who can help you right now and is an explosive player falls, or if anything crazy happens, you best believe that you take him. But Troy Fautanu, to me, he can come in, and if let's say you say, you know what, it's time to turn the page on Tyron. This guy is pro ready, okay? He's going to come with his warts, but by the end of the year, he is going to be a guy. You talk about running the ball, you're talking about a guy who can run all the gap schemes, all the pin pull. I'm watching Green Bay with my boy Rasheed Walker stress a great D-line out in San Francisco, just running pin pull, just running dart, okay? Dart scheme. Boom, wrapping that tackle, not the guard because that's power, but wrapping that tackle up through and kicking those backers. All those gap schemes. Why are teams running gap schemes now? Well, you have lighter boxes. You have lighter bodies on the field. So let's be +1 in the run game, and let's wrap our tackles and our guards through, and let's mash these guys. Football is changing. This guy comes in right away. He helps. He never stops his feet on contact. Go search his highlights. Go search his draft profile. He never stops his feet on contact. He's a very willing blocker. And the thing is, he actually took a step back this year. Last year as a junior, he was even better. Troy Fautanu, I think he comes in, takes to this Cowboys O-line culture. I think that he would be a great pick 24. At 56, and this is what the simulator gave me. All right, let me just say this. Teams still aren't going to value linebacker play the way that the Cowboys do. I think the Cowboys, or the way that the Cowboys will this year. I think the Cowboys are a very interesting organization and fan base in the sense is like when we come up with a theme amongst each other, that's why it's my job to get you guys this content. Believe it or not, I'm telling you, the Cowboys hear it. Like, I do believe that Cowboys draft Twitter has gotten a few guys drafted. And if you talking about a linebacker who was on Bruce Feldman's list, Payton Wilson is a downhill player. I already did my linebacker rankings, but I reserve the right to change them. He's going to be at the Senior Bowl. He's probably going to blow the combine up. I actually was just reading his Bruce Feldman report, and he's a 4.4 guy. Like, he's going to be a 4.4, 4.5 guy at 240, all muscle, and he plays downhill. We have to think about what the Cowboys are looking for in a backer. So while Edgerrin Cooper probably has a higher ceiling, and I believe that he does, you bring Wilson in, there's no more moving Micah back, okay? And then now you pair him with Overshown and Clark. You let all these guys compete. But he helps you right now because if nothing else, he can be like who Jack Campbell was and is for the Lions, which I said would have been a great pick in Dallas because he can play forward. If teams are trying to run the ball, you need a player who can play forward. Now, you're going to have to deal with his warts and coverage. His hips aren't the best, the most fluid. But again, we have great safety play. We need guys who can come in, close a gap. I believe that Payton Wilson will do that from you. NC State linebacker, a complete freak, pick 56. The sound is so beautiful. You got to love it. You got to let it sound. Pick 87, Ray Davis. Again, somebody who was on my Foot's favorites. This guy at Kentucky, well, let's talk about his past, okay? He actually was recruited and went to Temple for a year. Then he transferred to Vanderbilt. Then he ends up his fifth year senior. He's played a lot of football, but he knows a lot of football. He's scheme ready, okay? He can do the way he sets up his blocks. He runs behind his pads, and he's fast. He's played SEC football. At Kentucky, he had his best year this year. I think one of the things about Ray Davis, and I actually did have Blake Corum on the board. You guys know how much I love Blake Corum if you follow me on Twitter. He's from my area. But the thing I like about Ray Davis is he's another – really, him and Blake are kind of like tags touching. The thing I like about Ray is he's a little bit more patient than Blake, where I think Blake has more wiggle, more one-cut ability. I would like both in Dallas because both are thicker guys, run behind their pads. But I think the one thing I like about Ray is he sets it up, boom. And then playing SEC football, playing SEC speed, playing SEC defenses, he will be ready for the NFL. The one thing that I loved about this player is that he has hands out the backfield. The number two thing that I loved about this player is he always falls forward. That's one thing I like about Blake too. This is a really sneaky, underrated running back class, especially for what you need. Now, the truth of the matter is this. Tony Pollard is an unrestricted free agent. I think that Tony Pollard comes back to Dallas. But I like Rico Dowdle, but I think that you could upgrade Rico Dowdle. I do. For some reason, I don't feel like the coaches trust him. And I think that you could upgrade him. And I just don't think I think the Deuce story is kind of it's ran its course. They don't trust him. And he's honestly, he's too little. It was fun, but he's not thick enough. Like, he's legit not thick enough to handle what the NFL is right now. So to me, Ray Davis, pick 87 makes a lot of sense. All right, guys, mock draft Mondays. That's what it is. It's going to be rapid fire, getting to know these prospects, getting you guys familiar with these prospects, my thoughts on them, and then again, pairing these guys up. What does it look like if you go Troy Franklin in the first round with a Cooper Beebe in the second? Just throwing names out there to get you guys familiar. And this is the pairing that can happen for the Dallas Cowboys. And I think that these three guys, you got to hit in your first 3 rounds because you don't have many picks in this draft. And the Cowboys they've been hit or miss in the second round, but in the first round, they've been lights out. And so, to me, you come in, you knock these 3 picks out. And I think that this year, Mike McCarthy has to think pro-ready guys. I think that these 3 players are very pro-ready. I think they will make a lot of sense for the Cowboys. It's your boy Fuss as always. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please follow. Please share. Please send this stuff around. I know we didn't make it to the Super Bowl, y'all, but I'm here regardless.
After canceling my cable, I saved $2,400 this year by switching to Beast TV through channelsforcheap.com. Some people pay $200+ a month. I paid $120 a year, or you can go $15 a month if that's what's convenient for you. You get 2,500 HD channels. 1,000 of those are in English, and there are plenty other international channels, TV Guide, and we get all the sports. One of my favorite things is multi-screen feature. So if I don't know what I want to watch, I can tune into 4 different channels at one time that you can watch on 4 different devices, and it's available on Fire Sticks, smart TVs, tablets, and if you're on the go, you can watch TV on your phone. Hit the link in my description or go to channelsforcheap.com where you can get a free 7-day trial. That's a whole week for you to just sit down and play with it and see what you like about it, then come back and make a purchase. If you have any questions, go to channelsforcheap.com, hit this little button right here, and they'll respond to you immediately. That is channels4cheap.com. The link is in the description. I highly recommend it. Let's do it.